to start with Dr. Fauci finally sent me an email back. We've been trying to get Dr. Fauci on the show for a while. I said, you know what? I think that he is the source of so much bad information. Rick, I know that you know Dr. Fauci. I think he's been the source of so much misinformation that I actually said I have no interest in having Dr. Fauci on the show. But we have been reaching out to him, and his people, shall we say, finally got back to us yesterday. I think we have that email that I can share with you here. But he said, so our booking producer here, her name is Tara, to give you some context, and Dr. Fauci's booking producer is Laura. Thanks for your interest in arranging an interview with Dr. Fauci. I'm afraid that given the volume of interview and speaking requests he is receiving, and the extraordinary demands of his time that he's receiving, he is unable to accommodate your request and must respectfully decline. Rick, to you first on this. So I just wanted to show everyone that we have been reaching out to Dr. Fauci. But here's the thing. When somebody sends you an email like that, that is, don't ever contact us again. That's what that means.
It was a lovely email.
Yes.
It was one of those emails that said basically, he's booked up at CNN and he doesn't have time for Newsmax. That's the reality. But this is a guy who does not want his peers reviewing him. And that is such an oddity for the medical field. Usually when you pronounce medical decisions and medical warnings, you get reviewed by your peers. This is a basic tenet of the medical industry, is peer review. And Dr. Fauci doesn't want that. Matter of fact, he says that he is science, and so if you disagree with him, somehow you're going against science. And that's a problem. I know a lot of medical professionals who want to be able to debate these issues, and yet they've been shut down completely.
And that's been happening for the last year and a half. Dr. Fauci doubled down on a podcast yesterday. We played that, Rick, where he said basically,
he has time for a podcast, but not Newsmax.
Exactly. Can't come on Newsmax. Can't come on the fourth biggest network in the country.
Rob, I think you should reply 16 times. I demand time with Fauci. I demand time with Fauci.
Yeah, a la Lori Lightfoot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She has time to write that. By the way, Amir, Lori Lightfoot, she says racism is a public health crisis, but gang violence apparently is not in the city of Chicago. This is interesting, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. Amir, to you first. So Donald Trump as Speaker of the House. Kevin McCarthy was asked about this during an interview, and instead of saying no, Kevin McCarthy's made it very clear that he wants to be Speaker if Republicans retake the House in 2022. But when he was asked about that, he didn't explicitly say no. Now, we looked into it. The Constitution doesn't require the Speaker of the House to be a sitting member of Congress. All they have to do is vote. So if Republicans have the majority and they vote Donald Trump or Amir Benno as Speaker of the House, that's who the next Speaker is. You're the constitutional attorney, Amir. Is this something that, there's no precedent for this, but is this something that could happen?
Yeah, it could theoretically happen. It's never happened. It's always been a member of the House who's been elected. But you're correct. Article 1, Section 2 doesn't require that the Speaker of the House be somebody who has been elected as a representative. It just has to be somebody who the elected representatives choose. And we see every time this comes around, every new Congress, they nominate generally, the major parties nominate somebody. In recent years, they've nominated more than one person. And then the members vote, and whoever gets the majority becomes the Speaker. And you don't have to vote for somebody who has been nominated. We've seen votes for Stacey Abrams. There's been votes for Colin Powell. In fact, Joe Biden, after he concluded his term as vice president, was nominated to be the Speaker of the House. They could nominate a senator, Rand Paul, Tammy Duckworth. All of them have been nominated at various times as Speaker of the House. So it's possible. So I don't know that it's likely to succeed. It depends whether Donald Trump has a coalition of enough supporters in Congress. And obviously, there are those who, if they're not ousted in their primaries, who voted to impeach him, who probably have no love lost for the former president and probably would not be on his side. So it might be hard to get past that 50% to get to the majority necessary. But theoretically, is it possible? Yes.
Could happen. Amy, kind of a downgrade in office space. Although I think President Andrew Johnson, he was president and then became a U.S. senator after serving as president. So
it might be a downgrade, but think about this though. They would be forced to see him every single time they entered the chambers, right? And he would have the gavel in his hand, and if he disagreed or someone was out of order, he could just slam it and go wrong.
Gosh, that would be kind of nice.
It would be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice.
It'll never happen.
You know, any chance this happens?
No chance. Amir was actually, it was very good analysis. It's certainly, if Donald Trump wanted it, he could get it.
Rick,
why did Kevin McCarthy why
did he hedge? Why didn't he just say, no, there's no way that's going to happen?
Well, I mean, if you put yourself in Kevin McCarthy's shoes, you're on the track to be the speaker. We're going to take back the House. There's a lot of excitement. We're incredibly close. But, you know, you don't speak for Donald Trump. Nobody ever speaks for Donald Trump.
Right.
Except I don't believe there's any chance that he would want this. It is a downgrade. It's not the Oval Office. And it's fun speculation. And if he wanted it, he could get it. But I don't see it.
Very, very interesting. All right. And there was a poll conducted by the Western Conservative Summit in Denver, which just came out. We'll get into that. On the other side panel, is Donald Trump still the most viable candidate for the Republicans in 2024?
Hi, Emma Reckenberg here. If you like this video, there's a whole lot more to see on Newsmax TV. You can watch for free right here on our YouTube live stream and be the first one here each time our experts break down real news. Just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell icon, and stay with us on America's fastest growing cable news channel, Newsmax TV.